For today's video, we're taking a look at the Atlas Apollo V2. The Apollo V2 is designed to be Atlas's jack-of-all-trades pistol, and without the specific constraints of a competition division, Atlas was able to take the best elements of the Athena and Erebus pistols to create the ultimate perfect zero machine. The Atlas Apollo V2 features a 4.6-inch ported bull barrel. The gun weighs 38 ounces with no optic and has a very short, crisp, sub 2-pound trigger pull. The gun is optic ready and uses Atlas's proprietary mounting plates to mount your choice of optic. The gun also features a tactical flared magwell to aid in faster reloads and has a high grip ambidextrous safety selector. The gun features Atlas's alpha grips, which allow you to change out the side panels if you so choose to do so. The gun does come with a flat left, a flat right, and a large right grip panel in the box. The grip is made out of aluminum and has a matte finish. Now, before we jump into the review, as with our Atlas Erebus review, we want to be upfront in telling you that Atlas did send us these guns to take out to the range and to get a good feel for them. They did not pay us to make these videos, but they did ask that we share our thoughts and opinions on the guns in order to help explain how they feel to everyday shooters. Also, all of the ammo used in the making of this video was provided for by Modern Warriors. And before we dive into the video, you will probably notice that the guns were clearly shot over the course of a couple of days. And I want to start off by telling you that our initial tests with the Apollo did not go as smoothly as we had anticipated. In fact, we had to cut the testing short because of a rather consistent issue we started to have after shooting roughly 100 rounds through the gun. Starting to have some issues. It feels like it's like barely pushing the round out. So I don't know if it's just these rounds, which are the SMB 124s. They should be decent rounds. But it has not locked back once. You notice that?
It doesn't lock it back on me either.
Whether it was due to being dirty, a lack of oil, or our ammo choice, the gun would fail to chamber rounds after only a few magazines. And rather than waste ammo chasing the problem, we decided to reach out to Atlas for a solution. And to be clear, they did offer to have us send the gun back so that they could take a look at it. But they did suggest that we give it a good deep clean and a proper re-oil, which ultimately is what we decided to do. And we're glad we did, because after doing so, the gun seemed to have no issues whatsoever. We ran a mix of 124 grain factory ammo through it and experienced no further issues during the testing process. So while I do wish the gun wouldn't have had those issues initially, I am glad to report that with a little oil and a good cleaning, the gun was running as we hoped it would have been from the get-go. In our last video that we made discussing how the Atlas Erebus felt, which, by the way, if you haven't watched that one yet, I highly recommend you go and do so, I made the comparison that the Erebus felt much like a well-tuned Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and that it was designed to run fast and to point in on target very quickly. And I stand by that statement even more now after having shot the Apollo. The difference, in my opinion, between the Apollo and the Erebus is that the Apollo feels almost more tactical. And what I mean by that is that the gun's action feels faster. The cyclic rate on the Apollo feels much quicker than the Erebus, but not so much that it makes the gun feel less controllable. In fact, the Apollo is still a very easy gun to control, and with Atlas's Perfect Zero tech, it does a fantastic job of helping put your sights back on target after each shot. And unlike the Erebus, which uses a large titanium compensator on the front of the barrel, the Apollo achieves this compensation by having ports milled into both the barrel and the slide of the firearm. With that added porting, it does a fantastic job of mitigating much of the otherwise up and rearward felt recoil. Atlas calls these barrel ports their Perfect Zero technology. And the idea behind them is that with very little effort on the shooter side, the gun will return to zero from shot to shot more efficiently, which allows the shooter to get much quicker follow-up shots. And it does this by allowing the barrel and slide to bleed off some of the gas that is propelling the bullet forward. These gases push the front end of the gun downward and helps mitigate some of the up and rearward felt recoil of the pistol. This was definitely something you could feel when shooting the gun, and at times you could almost feel it too well. And what I mean by that is that if you are someone like me who is more used to shooting cheaper guns like Glocks that require you to cant your hands and wrists further forward than most other handguns, you may experience a little bit of what I did, where it almost felt like you had to pull the gun back up onto the target because the compensation did such a good job at pushing the front end downward. After a mag or two and some conscious effort to correct my form, that feeling went away. But it is something to be mindful of if you ever get a chance to shoot an Apollo.
Go. Yeah. Dang it, so close. But I definitely could not do that with my other gun.
How light is that trigger?
It's really light, but it's really crisp. So like, there is a tiny wall in as much that like I can take a tiny bit of slack out. It's maybe like 1/8 of an inch of travel, if that. And then there's definitely like a wall, but it doesn't take much for that wall to break. It's very just crisp. It doesn't take much pressure at all. And then the reset is really short. So like on that last one, which is probably the best shooting I've done all day, I just barely had to move my finger back and forth at all. And it made a world of difference where I wasn't having to like slam my finger back and forth like I would with, you know, my Glock or some of the other polymer frame guns I shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just very little movement required, and it makes it a lot easier to be consistent from shot to shot. So
Now, some of you may wonder, if you are in the market for an Atlas pistol, why go with the Apollo? It's neither the biggest, flattest shooting gun that Atlas offers, nor is it the best everyday carry option that they offer, which may lead you to wonder, where does the Apollo fit in? And by Atlas's own admission, if you can only get one of their pistols, this is the one to get, as it embodies many of the best features from their other pistols and crams them all into one, more or less, dual machine. As long as the shooter has the skills to do so, this gun will have no issues being used in either a competition or as an everyday carry option.
Wow. Going from a 43X to this is pretty remarkable.
yeah. You go from a Honda Civic to a Ferrari.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Or like a nice Porsche 911, that's what I'm partial to, so.
all right, so what do you think of it?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool that it doesn't have like the actual comp of the Erebus while being still just as heavy. Obviously the porting is super loud on it. Shooting the Erebus a couple weeks ago, I don't know. I think I prefer the Apollo personally. Just like I said, the kind of the form factor, it's a little bit heavier, I feel like. I could be wrong, but it shoots really nice. It feels really good.
Good first impressions?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It feels obviously just as buttery as anything else. I do like the slide cuts that they're doing with it. Obviously, it's easy to keep it down with the oversized safeties that it's got. Sub 2 pound trigger, you don't have to do much to get that thing moving. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stoked. I think this will be a great addition to the Atlas lineup for sure.
Nice.
So in conclusion, is the Apollo the best everyday carry gun? No. Is it the best for competition? Probably not. But what it does do for you is allow you to use the gun where you find it best suited. This is a gun that doesn't have very many limitations. It's a very well thought out and well designed handgun that can be used for many applications. With its customization capabilities and the compensation that it offers, it will be a strong contester in a match, but since it's not physically the largest pistol that Atlas offers, it will also be a much better suited candidate for everyday carry or other tactical applications. Now, do I think this gun is worth the price of admission? In my opinion, yeah, in some ways more so than the Erebus, because this gun does allow you, the user, to use it in a more broad spectrum of use cases. Like Atlas has said, this is kind of their jack of all trades handgun. The biggest thing, kind of what we've touched on, is just making sure that you keep it clean. This isn't like a Glock in the sense that you can just let it get filthy and dirty. You're going to want to maintain it because it is a fine-tuned machine. Atlas recommends a good teardown and cleaning every 10,000 rounds, but in our experience, we would recommend a more frequent cleaning, or at least a good wipe down and re-oiling probably every 1,000 rounds or so. And if you maintain the gun and you keep it well oiled, it's going to outperform just about any other handgun you'll ever get the chance to shoot.
It really is almost like frustrating how much easier it is to shoot these things than like the guns that I choose to carry around. Ah, damn it. I need to buy one now.
Guys, thank you for watching today's video. I hope that I was able to answer maybe some of the questions you had, help kind of give you an idea of the mindset behind the Atlas Apollo V2. And if you have any questions at all, always feel free to reach out to us. We are available either in the store, you can give us a call, stop by, of course. If we have the gun here in store, we'd love to let you check it out and get it in your hands and let you kind of see what it's all about. Don't hesitate to reach out to us via our social media pages. We are very active on our Instagram page, as well as we are getting quite a bit more traction on our X page. So guys, again, thank you for watching today's video. It really does mean a lot to us. If you found the information put out in this video useful, please consider going ahead and hitting that subscribe button, maybe give us a like, and as always, comment below. Doing so helps us continue to grow the channel and bring you content such as this. If you'd like to see us do a review on any particular item that we carry here at Modern Warriors, please let us know. We are happy to do so. So guys, thanks again for watching today's video. Have a great week, and until next time, God bless.